this crypto mean $1 soon. I'm hoping it's safe, we can assume. Don't actually assume this. We're taking Dogecoin to the moon. You might have studied the economy for 7 years in college, but no one guessed that Bitcoin would be $30,000. Basically anything can happen at this point. 2, 3. We're gonna take Dogecoin to the moon. Dogecoin to the moon. Making this crypto mean $1 soon. I'm hoping it's safe, we can assume. Don't actually assume this. We're taking Dogecoin to the moon.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having an excellent day today. We are having a bit of a mixed day in cryptocurrency land. We are seeing some of the altcoins in the red, some of them doing quite well. Cardano up 21% today. Ethereum 5.5%. Now, Ethereum could be winding up for a massive breakout, and I'm going to let you know exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not going to be hopping in just yet. I'll let you know two scenarios and how I would trade this chart if we are anticipating the Ethereum breakout, but we could have Ethereum skyrocket over the next year up to potentially over $20,000 a coin. Is that possible? Well, let's backtrack just a bit here and get back to Bitcoin super quick, because I have even more proof that there is a tidal wave of money about to come into the cryptocurrency space, specifically Bitcoin, but also lingering into the altcoins as well. And the next 48 hours are extremely important for the price of Bitcoin. I'll let you know why in just a few minutes. We also have altcoins looking to go absolutely parabolic, and one thing that could happen, and if it does happen, we could actually see the Bitcoin price get all the way up to $535,000 per coin this cycle. Yes, it is all possible, but we're going to talk about the short-term price action, what's happening with the altcoins, what's going on with this Ethereum trade, and if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. If you are not subscribed, definitely consider it. And without further ado, let's dive into the chart. So, Bitcoin super struggling right here. Now, we did have a nice bounce back after the Elon Musk pump and dump. You can see we got all the way up to almost $39,000. We did sell off quite quickly, but we have been consolidating sideways. So as you can see right here, it's very important that we can break above this critical level of 34,770. You could see it was resistance here. It was kind of the average buy-in level here. It became support. Then it turned into resistance. We skyrocketed above it, resistance, and resistance again. So what is this telling me? Is this still possible for that Bitcoin dump down to these lower levels, back down to this region, to the $26,000 level? I am still not going to rule out a flash crash for Bitcoin. However, my midterm outlook to long-term outlook remains extremely bullish, and I do think if we happen to see a dump down to those levels, we will have an immediate buyback, and I don't think you're going to have a lot of time to really scoop up the coins that low. So would I be trying to catch the knife? Not specifically, guys. I do think that Bitcoin is still on the upwards ascending trend, and the trend is your friend until the end. We did get out of the descending wedge, which was good, right? That was bullish. You can see right here, we are above, we are above this sort of area of consolidation. We are above the previous resistance. The next level that I really want to see Bitcoin get above is around 36,574. And, one thing I do want to mention again is having a look at the CME futures. I don't want to be, the guy bringing up the gap meme again, but we do still have this gap down here, which in order to close it, we would have to come down to about the $24,600 level. And you can see that we do have this ascending trends right here. One right here that Bitcoin has tested multiple times, which has acted very nicely as our support. But if this was to potentially break down, even if we were to get caught on this bottom level right here, which was the original support and trend, then I do still think that would be bullish for Bitcoin. That would in fact close the gap, and I think we would immediately spring back up, probably around to this level, and then continue. Now, talking about one reason why you need to be bullish on Bitcoin is because the Bitcoin supply on exchange wallets is at its lowest level since almost 2.5 years. Over the last 7 days, we've had 18,425 Bitcoin worth $625 million that has left exchanges. We saw massive buys on Coinbase, right? We're assuming that these are big investors as well, moving it to cold storage, right? They're getting it off of the exchange. Now, remember, when When you see Bitcoin being sent to exchanges, that usually means they're looking to sell. We saw the miners sending a lot of Bitcoin to the exchanges to sell, but we saw whales moving it off of the exchanges, right? So that's fine. The miners need to make their money. That's all part of the game, right? Now, I want to talk about this post super quick on Reddit. We're going to get back to the charts in just a minute, but discussing what is happening right now. This is a post from Guiha45. Shout out to this post, but we all saw the Bitcoin pump in 2020 with awe, but that was just some bunch of Wall Street whales dumping a tiny amount of their hedge funds into Bitcoin. What we see now with the GME stock and Doge pump and dump is the beginning of an awakening of the small guys. People realize that they have the power over the big guys, and they will start to throw money at altcoins. We're going to get into that in just a minute. Now that Bitcoin has pumped, once the hedge fund managers realize that, they will also throw money at altcoins, letting them moon like crazy. The Fed and pretty much every other country on earth keeps printing fiat as well, so crypto is a great hedge against inflation. Furthermore, strengthening our cause, this is just the start of a fantastic season. We are all very early and up for a great ride. So, this is the sentiment, but is this the truth? Can we actually validate these statements with evidence? Well, guys, obviously Ja Rule, okay, he's saying Bitcoin is going to be the winner. So if Ja Rule said it, then obviously, okay, I'm just kidding. But in all sincerity, let's talk about Michael Saylor because he's like the new Bitcoin Jesus, right? He kind of took over Roger Vere's place. So he says, I have never seen so many CEOs sign up to attend one of our events. Send yours or come join our session and report back. Now, this is huge, and this is taking place over the next 2 days starting tomorrow. You can see right here, also breaking news, Microstrategy just today bought another $10 million worth of Bitcoin at these levels. They are still buying. Now, they are saying that this has been insanely oversubscribed. There are tons of CEOs that are going to be attending this. These are guys from Fortune 500 companies. These are big dogs, big players with big money. It's not your average Joe Schmo leverage trader, guy, or maybe your whale that bought Bitcoin back in 2013 and kind of just got lucky. No, these are the big leagues. These are the big companies, the major CEOs. We're going to eventually see Tesla, mark my words, putting Bitcoin on their balance sheets. It's just going to happen. I mean, it's going to get to a point where you're almost going to be laughed at if you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to be the norm, right? Just to allocate a percentage to Bitcoin. Now, talking about what could happen if these guys continue to allocate to Bitcoin, let's discuss how we could actually see a $535,000 Bitcoin. And it can happen a lot quicker and easier than you think. Now, there was a report that came out from ARK Invests, and the report was titled Bitcoin Preparing for Institutions, because it's coming. The wave is coming, guys. You think that what we saw in 2020 was it? That was nothing compared to what's about to happen. So they talk about just a measly 1% allocation from the S&P companies. That would be enough to raise Bitcoin to $40,000. Now, clearly we know this is a very easy level to achieve. In fact, we've already broken that level. However, based on search volumes compared to 2017, the Bitcoin's price increase seems to be driven less by hype this time around, with it gaining more trust, right, from lots of different companies, considering it on their balance sheets. This is the Lindy effect. The longer something's been around, the longer it'll probably continue to be around. That's kind of a summary of it, but that's essentially what it means. So based on daily returns across asset classes during the past 10 years, they go on to say our analysis suggests that allocation of Bitcoin should actually be higher, around 2.55% to about 6.55%. Now, a 2.5% and 6.5% could impact Bitcoin's price by 200,000 to 500,000, and if they could get it up to a 10% allocation, you are now talking about a $535,000 actually increase from the price. So if we're at 30, you're actually talking about a $570,000 Bitcoin. And they say there is a large and emerging group of institutions that have an enormous capital base that are reallocating to this space. And if you think about the supply-demand model of a commodity, the supply curve is declining over time to effectively zero, and the demand is increasing exponentially, right? Now, having a look right here, lots of people were criticizing my good old buddy over at the Stock to Flow Plan B, and having a look, my goodness, is this playing out exactly? Could you ask for the model to be more accurate? And you can see right here, this is where you start to have that blow off top. Now that level is around the $100,000 level, but if you have a look at previous tops, we deviate severely from this line. You can see right here in the first pump, the second pump here in 2013-14, 2017. Obviously, this line was deviated at around the $10,000, at around the $10,000 level. It deviated off of it to about $20,000. And this $100,000 level right here, you are going to see once again the price, just skyrocket off before having that crash. And then everybody says it's a bubble. Bitcoin goes to 500,000 and then it falls to 150,000 and the bubble's over, right? That's probably what they'll say. But you can see we are still on track for a massive, massive gain. Now, something that you cannot deny, you might be a Bitcoin maximalist, you might hate Bitcoin, you might be 100% in Ethereum, but regardless of which side of the coin, pun intended, you are on, we cannot deny this falling Bitcoin dominance. There is more and more interest being allocated to these altcoins, right? And you are going to see eventually some of these hedge funds moving, well, not hedge funds specifically, right? They're the bad guys, but you're going to see a lot of these institutions looking to eventually move out of also, I do think the Bitcoin wave is not over, but you are going to be looking into things like Ethereum. Now, super quick, talking about Ethereum, I did promise you guys I would explain to you how I would be trading this, how I am actually currently trading this. Now, I was able to get down here. I bought literally at the absolute bottom of the bounce, and the way I'm able to do this is simply by looking at this trend. It's honestly one of the cleanest charts I've seen in crypto in a while. So what we're looking at is a breakout of around $1,441. You can see we had two fake outs previously, but I would not be longing the breakout. What I would be doing, you do what you want, not financial advice. By the way, if you guys do want to do this, I'll show you how to do it on Bybit in a second, but you do want to look for a breakout here and then a retest, okay? What I want to see is that we put in a nice minimally 4-hour candle again here. A daily candle would be even better. That would confirm to me that 1, 2, 3 is now acting resistance flip support, and then I would put my long in. The alternate way to play it, which is what I'm also looking to do, is if we do get rejected, which there is a potential chance that we get rejected from this point, we may come down here again to retest somewhere in the low $1,300 levels. We might even dip down into like 1,280, 1,290, having a bit of a fake out like we did here. And in my opinion, that would be the last opportunity if you're looking to buy the dip. I don't think Ethereum's going to have a major dump unless Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin has that dump to 25,000, it could drag Ethereum down. So, okay, to basically summarize, first trade I would be looking to do would be wait for the breakout, look for the retest, look for a 4-hour candle or a daily candle that breaks above 1,432. Or if we start to dump down, I would be putting in a position right here at around the $1,300 even level, or maybe just a little bit lower to try to catch the wick. That's if you're looking to trade Ethereum. And the reason that I'm getting extremely bullish on Ethereum is because you can see right here, after shutting it down in December over at Grayscale, they have reopened their Ethereum trust. Now, for a lot of users and specifically organizations, this is the preferred way. And granted, there is a premium, and a lot of people say, not your keys, not your coins. I totally get it. I'm with you. You should own your own, your own private keys. But a lot of these bigger investors, they want exposure to the asset, but they do not want the responsibility of actually owning their own crypto. And this is why things like Grayscale are just going to continue to grow. In fact, not just talking about Ethereum specifically, but the firm, I told you guys a few days ago, has filed for 5 more digital asset trusts, 2 of them related specifically to DeFi. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be launched, but just to throw it out there, 3 of them that they have include Aave, Polkadot, and Cosmos. And also, huge news for Polkadot. You guys know I'm a massive Polkadot fan. Polkadot was recently added to the 21 shares cryptocurrency index. The product, which is named HODL, gives users access to various leading cryptocurrencies in one basket. It includes other cryptocurrencies with a large market cap like Bitcoin and Ether. Polkadot's weighing in this basket was over 26%. This means that it was bigger than Ethereum, and the P.ETP is going to be listed on 21 shares, and this is going to launch on the Swiss 6 exchange. So not only has it been added to the basket on the Swiss 6 exchange, but now Polkadot actually has its own exchange traded product. This is huge. This is showing the interest in not only things like Bitcoin, also Ethereum, Polkadot, DeFi as a whole, right? And just to mention, be careful out there, because there are a lot of people that came into this space, recently because of the Doge pump. Obviously that XRP thing was crazy the other day. And I really, I'm not, I try not to bash XRP on this channel. I try to be very open for investments, whatever people want to buy into. I think it's pretty obvious at this point that I'm not a huge XRP fan. I don't own any XRP. I don't plan on buying any XRP. And, Prime XBT has been the next, Prime XBT, they trade futures as well. They have they're going to be delisting XRP this Wednesday, and they made the decision based around the significant events surrounding Ripple, obviously delisting of the assets across multiple liquidity providers, etc. So please be careful. If you're new to crypto, you're going to see a lot of people promising this is the next big coin. This is the next Bitcoin. We're going to pump this. Get on in this. Look, at the end of the day, there are a lot of people who have been in crypto a lot longer than these newer people if you're new, and they are going to dump on you. Okay, so be careful buying into these hypes, get into those projects that have long-term fundamentals. And, you might say XRP, great. Maybe it has fundamentals, but my point is stay away from these pump and dumps, okay? And be careful the coins that you're investing in. But speaking about how early we are in crypto, and then I'm going to get on out of here. This came from my buddy Willy Woo. If you're not following him on Twitter, excellent feed. Check him out. In terms of adoption, he says, Bitcoin has roughly the same users as the internet had in 1997. But Bitcoin's growing faster. The next 4 years on its current path of growth will bring Bitcoin users to around 1 billion people. That is the equivalent of 2005 for the internet. That's like 1/7 of the world's population, roughly. So think about it. You're still early, but this thing is about to blow. It is about to kick off to levels that even I am not even ready for. I mean, we weren't ready for it to blast to 42 as fast as it did. Just wait till these guys start allocating 1%, the recommended 3 to 6%, or even 10%. You're talking about a $535,000 increase from this price today. Bitcoin is going to the moon. Strap your backpacks. Get ready for the moonshot. Be safe out there, though, guys. Like I said, there could be a little bit. I just got to be honest with you. There could be that chance of that retest. Like I said, we could come down here, and quickly retest before blasting back off again. I just want to be realistic about that. There is a very big possibility of one more dip, but I am very bullish on Bitcoin. I am loading up on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and cryptocurrencies. And look at this. Look at this, guys. Look at the daily now. Look at that beautiful daily. Wow, I wish I had showed this in the beginning. Well, looks like everything's doing great except for XRP and Doge today. So that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You are the reason that I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is CryptoZombie. Until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.